Jenny White, thank you for joining us here. Now, this is before the actual Stream-a-thon, and so you are here and you came outside of just your regular life. You're not here for the fanfare. You're not a part of the celebration. You're here because your heart is in this mission above all else, whereas we're just mostly hoopla.
We're here for the celebration, the fanfare.
I heard there was food.
There might be food later. I don't know.
I love all of it. I'm so sad that I'm missing it in person.
I know. Well, listen, this is hopefully, we did this last year for the first time, and we plan to continue it. So you will have chances to be a part of the hoopla and festivities.
Thank
don't worry.
Thank you.
We're not going to have any fun without you either.
That's true. Yeah, we promised not to have any fun at all.
Take it back.
Oh, man.
But you're the executive director of Trinity Haven, and thank you so much for being here. Give us kind of just the big picture of what Trinity Haven's all about, what you guys are doing.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. So Trinity Haven is Indiana's only transitional housing and host homes program specifically created for LGBTQ youth who are experiencing homelessness, primarily due to familial rejection.
Wow.
When young people come out or are found out, unfortunately, all too often, they are put out. Forced out by their families of origin, and at ages 18, 19, 20, don't know how to navigate this world. And so we're here to help provide safe, affirming housing and supportive services and a whole lot of love to ease them through that transition phase and help them learn how to navigate life on life's terms.
So I think about just that age in general, like 17, 18, 20, 21, like everyone's trying to figure out how to navigate life. But the way that you do it 9 times out of 10 is relying on the relationships that you've built in your youth, like your family, their support, their encouragement, their guidance. And then to say that that's taken away from you because, somebody comes out to their parents and now they're kicked out or now they're rejected in some way. You take away that support, how much harder it is for kids to, or people that, not kids, I guess, for 18 and up, but for them to navigate and figure out what to do with their lives, right?
Absolutely.
That's such a challenge. So tell us as far as you guys, where you meet them and what you do, like how you provide that kind of support and that kind of housing.
Sure. So as I mentioned, we have 2 housing programs. First is our transitional living program, which is available for young people up to 2 years. So they can stay with that. Yeah, right? That's so great. Yeah. And that's where the support of the foundation comes to help Trinity Haven. Is to underwrite our programming for that transitional housing program. And so we offer, again, that safe, supportive housing for up to 2 years for young people between the ages of 16 and 21 at the age of entry, right? Because if they stay for 2 years. So that's the age range that program is for. And everybody has their own room, but they all live together in a great big house where we also have our offices. So all of the staff is present and young people are safely housed, but then they work together with our youth engagement specialist and our transitional living program director on really how to navigate life. So the youth engagement specialist focuses on case management, things like planning for their future, what they're going to do when they're ready to move out of our program. And the transitional living program director works with them on interpersonal relationships within the house, independent living skills. Some folks come to us and haven't really learned how to take care of themselves fully, right? I just throw all my laundry in the same load. And while that's okay, there may be other ways to do that and keep your clothes a little bit longer. Or a big thing that young people come to us about is I don't know how to use the dishwasher. Right? It's not necessarily something that they've been shown how to do. Don't put Dawn dish soap in the dishwashing machine. That's a bad idea. Right? And so some of that is we would consider maybe very simple things, but we just help with those independent living skills so that they can navigate not only living together with 8 or 9 other people in our program, but then when they move on and move out into housing of their own. So that's one of our housing programs. And so our other is our host homes program. And that is intended to be a shorter term intervention to last about 6 months. And we recruit volunteers from Indianapolis, Marion County, who have an extra space in their home to open up to a young person.
Yeah.
Nice.
So instead of a congregate living program, they have a one-to-one family situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And or with a single individual. It doesn't have to be a family. But then they're living in the home of a trained volunteer that we've worked with and vetted and all of the things to have a shorter term support as they work very closely with our youth engagement specialist on moving forward to find housing that they can sustain and afford on our own.
Sure.
That's our biggest challenge for both of our programs, is because affordable housing is not
Yeah.
readily available here in
Right.
Indianapolis.
Right.
So that's a really big challenge for us as a program,
Yeah.
And all of the organizations that are serving anybody who
Yeah.
is kind of in that transition phase from housing instability or homelessness, and trying to become more independent.
Yeah.
So in the transitional living program, we talked about how you need that support in that community. That becomes the support and community, and where
Yeah.
we learn how to load the dishwasher at 20 years old, or if you ask my wife, I still haven't learned, but
There's a right way to do it.
I know. Yeah,
Let's be clear.
There certainly is. I am
Actually,
well
was
aware.
a recent conversation for the
I don't
three of us
even
over
know
here.
if,
We got pretty heated
we
about
should
how
talk
to
about
do
it.
it.
I mean,
Oh, I
Do we
didn't,
wanna
mean, I didn't mean to bring it up.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
I think we should go back. I think we should go back. Jenny, the interview's over. We're going to be talking about dishwasher etiquette.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, but you guys become that program, and so in the host homes program, how much is the host family doing that same thing during that 6-ish month window? Are they I assume kind of showing some living independent skills and teaching and training that as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the host and the young person, they develop their own relationship, right? We work really hard to offer the opportunity for them to match, to meet each other, to see if they feel like it's going to be a good fit. And then our host homes program director sort of walks alongside the host to make sure that they have what they need along the way. The youth engagement specialist works with a young person. But every month, we also have a community circle that brings together all of the young people from the transitional living program and all of the young people from the host homes
That's
program.
awesome.
So they have peer support.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
And the hosts also come.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then they spend the first hour sharing a meal together. And then the second hour, they break out into a host circle and a youth circle to talk about what's going on. Or we may have an actual education program happening so that they can learn something
Sure.
that is relevant to what's going on. But it also, the first one was a big cookout in our backyard, and people were just chilling and eating, hot dogs and s'mores, and it was a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we try to have just ways to build community.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Because the host home program is all over Marion County. And so those young people are more isolated, if you will,
Sure, yeah.
from each other.
Yeah.
And so we try to bring them together at least once a month.
Yes.
And what I'm really excited about, let me tell you, is
Yeah.
we're getting ready to bring on board a youth community coordinator. And this young person is coming to us through the Trinity Service Corps. It's kind of like an AmeriCorps program where a young person's out of college trying to figure out what they want to do next in life. And so we partner with Trinity Episcopal Church through their Service Corps program to match with someone who can come on board at Trinity Haven for about 10 months. And we've created this position to intentionally work on developing those relationships with those young people and then creating community together with them.
Okay.
Not only as the young people in our programs, but then engaging with the LGBTQ community in Indianapolis and what it has to offer and how to start creating those networks
Yes.
of support
Yes.
so
Yep.
that any young person who's in either of our programs doesn't feel so alone when they move on and out of
Yeah.
our program, right?
Yes.
And then just the greater Indianapolis community and what it has to offer,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Maybe it's tickets to an Indians game or exploring Holiday Park. I lived here for a long time and didn't know it was even there,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
And so wanting to spend some time with that. And so the Service Corps person is 25 years old. They're also LGBTQ. It's a really great match in terms of a peer, almost
Yeah,
a peer,
sure.
right? To really build relationships and create community with those young people.
It's almost like an older sibling relationship, potentially, right?
Right.
That's very cool.
I mean, like, nobody wants to hang out with me. Yeah. I'm almost
Stop
50.
it. Stop it.
I mean, I'll come hang out with you all
No,
day.
I'm excited.
But, right?
I'm
Those
excited
18-year-olds
that
are
you're
like,
here.
come
I know,
on.
yeah, that's true.
You're not cool.
But don't you think?
I know.
Don't you think you're like we're like
cool, Jen.
you don't think you're like that? We're the same. Like I look at someone who's 22. I'm like we're this. Like it's
Right.
cool. I get it. I'm not.
no,
But they're like no. They do not feel that way.
Nope.
That's funny.
They keep me in check pretty
sure.
pretty regularly.
For sure.
So we always like to have a backstory, and you don't have to go into a full-on one, but whatever you're willing to share. So, like for you, you could probably you're a very engaging person. We've enjoyed our time. We off topic, or we outside of dishwasher. We talk about tiny cokes and all kinds of fun
All
stuff.
kinds of
History
stuff.
now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But so, how did you find yourself doing this? Why this role? What brought you to Trinity?
That's a great question. I was working at Coburn Place, whom also is a partner with the foundation.
Sure.
And I was there for 9 years, and I thought I'd actually be there for a long, like kind of forever.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd found my work home. But then I heard in the fall of 2018 that this new organization was happening. It was called Trinity Haven, and they were going to focus on transitional housing for LGBTQ young people. And when I heard about it, I was like, ugh, good luck. That sounds great. I knew they were getting ready to hire an executive director, which is how I heard about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just don't want that. I don't want to be an executive director. That's a lot of responsibility. I was good being a VP at Coburn Place. Like we were good. But honestly, I couldn't stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
It showed up in my dreams. It showed up in my vision board that year. I mean, all kinds of stuff were just coming at me because transitional housing is such a unique intervention. And while we were focused on that at Coburn Place, it was for survivors of intimate partner violence. And we served 18 and older. And I had worked with survivors of all ages. But the folks who had come to us who were in their 40s and 50s and 60s and who had been experiencing abuse for what felt like generations, it was wearing on me that we weren't really at the time, like, how can we make a difference for this person? And while we did by providing them housing and guidance on how to move forward, the idea of working with someone who is 18 or 19 or 20 who hadn't really spent years in the system, whatever the system is.
Sure.
Right?
Yep.
Of any sort of support. Like, how could we intervene sooner and then, with all the hope and grace there is available, change the trajectory of their life?
Yeah.
And so that was what was really calling to me, in addition to being LGBTQ myself, having a first-hand impact on my own community and being able to serve these young folks is where those two things sort of overlapped. I was like, well, I can take all of this experience that I've learned through transitional housing at Coburn Place and take it and apply it to Trinity Haven and a younger population and see what happens, right? So I applied for the job, and here I sit 4.5 years later.
Love it. I love it.
So cool. These humans that need support, and you've created this network, and you've created, the host program is really cool too, just reading about that and having you talk about that, but the support that you are giving everyone that needs it, especially right now, is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for saying what you said. Thank you for the work you are doing in this community. It is so meaningful, impactful. I think about the reason that the three of us are here and doing what we do in business and in life is because we were each other's support group when we were 18, 19, 20 and beyond. And now that's
that.
like the life we're living now. And you're providing that for people who
Right.
don't otherwise have it. And so I salute you and I say thank you for the work you're doing. And
really
we
appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Where do you want people to find you online, learn more about Trinity Haven, all that?
That's a great question too. So our website is very simple. It's www.trinityhavenindy.org. So INDY, right?
Got it.
Indy.org. The two things I would love for people to check out that are pretty timely, we've just launched a mentorship program to match LGBTQ professionals with our LGBTQ young people,
Awesome.
so that they also are expanding their own networks and
Yeah.
social capital.
Yes.
So that's a big volunteer opportunity that doesn't take a whole lot of time, but it's
Yeah.
a commitment to work
Sure.
to just be a mentor to someone. So that's one. And two, our big fundraising gala is on September 9th. So the homecoming bash of 2023 is the best of Broadway.
Love it.
Tickets are on
Okay.
sale right now.
Love it.
The event is on September 9th.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jenny White.
you.
Cindy Haven, thank you so much.